Topic number
Used to be
2.
the man.
Usman versus Masvidal breakdown, predictions, analysis, predictions.
Predictions.
Yeah.
So, we haven't done any like in-depth videos on this
And
yet.
we won't.
We will. We will.
And we won't.
There's
No. Hear me now.
So I guess I will then.
You will, yeah.
So Usman versus Jorge Masvidal is very, very interesting because this is kind of a matchup that I don't know if everybody wants to see, but we'll watch, right?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I probably will watch it with you. Huh?
Probably not.
Oh,
I don't want to,
you don't want those reaction views? No,
too soon.
Too soon. So
Jorge versus
Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. There's a lot of interesting things that's happening with this fight. I understand why people believe Jorge Masvidal doesn't deserve this fight. And then I understand the other way around, right? Jorge Masvidal, yes, he got a chance to face Usman already, but was it really a chance? He basically came off the boat.
With pizza in his head.
Yeah, pizza in his hand, and cut weight, and then faced the best welterweight in the world right now.
Did, the UFC a big favor with that, right?
Yeah. It was a big generating pay-per-view as well. So I get that the reason why people think, oh, he doesn't deserve it, he lost. But at the same time, did he really get a proper chance? I think as a MMA fan, and from what I'm watching, I don't think he actually got the most out of that matchup. And I think a lot of people would agree with that.
And he wasn't finished either, right? So
yeah,
that's 5 rounds.
That's a big
respect that. Pause.
Yes and no. Usman doesn't really go for the finish, right? He's only really finished like two or three guys in the UFC. Kobe and Gilbert Burns. And he didn't finish. He didn't finish Woodley. So he went 5 rounds. So regardless of whether he deserves it or not, the breakdown. The first fight is important to watch, but at the same time, there's stuff that you have to take with a grain of salt.
Stamina, power.
So the strategy going into the first fight, Jorge's strategy would look like is, I'm going to go guns blazing. I'm going to go at 100 speed as long as possible for the first 2 rounds. I'm going to use my entire gas tank to try to get him out of there, try to finish him, right? Use my speed, use my power, try to avoid grappling, defend the takedown as good as possible, and try to win that fight.
Was that water or Coke?
It was water. Water burp. So avoid the grappling. Avoid the grappling exchanges, and try
give me a 3-piece and a soda.
And try to hit him with a 3-piece and a soda.
Yeah.
Usman though is his game is very, very tight, and his game is very, very consistent, right? So he is he's what he's gonna do when he goes into these matchups is he's gonna do what he excels at most at best, and try to shy away or stay away from exchanges or aspects of that matchup where he knows that he's probably not the best at.
Have you seen his training recently or no? This guy's striking. He's striking a lot.
Yeah, everybody strikes though, right?
You watch his
training.
His podcast interview where he was saying that when he was training for the Olympics, right?
He
was actually going to completely change into boxing.
Yeah.
And try for the
I don't know how well that would have worked out.
It probably wouldn't have worked out too well. Yeah. But he was trying to, right? So
Usman, what he does is that he plays to his strengths, right? One of his strengths is single shots. This is striking wise, right? Single shots that are very, very powerful and very, very very straight. I don't know. Compact, right? Yeah. His weaknesses are combos. His strengths are not throwing combos. He's not going to be like TJ Dillashaw out there where he's throwing these complex combinations, right? Usman
left, switch right, overhead.
Yeah, Usman on the other hand, he uses a straight jab, right? So he jabs, cross, right? Straight, cross, overhead. Right? That's what he does. He uses single shots to overwhelm his opponent and get his opponent off rhythm, right? So he doesn't let them set. The other thing that he does as well is overhands. Yes. Other thing he does is he has a very, very long reach. Sometimes it's kind of understated. Sometimes he's you underestimate his reach. He's able to escape a lot of his opponents out of his opponent's range because he's able to hit his opponent at places that they can't hit him.
Yeah.
So a lot of times what happens is he gets in these fights, he uses these single strikes, and he just gets out of the way of his opponent. Not because he's the fastest, it's just because he's able to manage that distance very, very well. And then whenever he does get in trouble or when he sees the opportunity, he goes and snatches that single leg, or he goes into the clinch against the fence.
He clinched a lot of the Jorge fight, eh?
Yeah. A
A
lot of that he talked about how his nose was shattered 2 weeks before, and whenever he got hit in the nose, it was discomforting.
My foot was a balloon.
His nose was a balloon. So the second fight, I think it's going to go very, very similar. Just because Usman is going to play to his strengths again, right? He's going to stay on the outside. He's going to jab. He's going to use his cross, and he's going to clinch with him. Jorge Masvidal is not the biggest guy. This guy used to fight at 155, right? He's one of the first, not the first guys, but one of the first people with this new wave of fighting at a higher weight class, right? So he was at 155. He wasn't having the best success. He was losing split decisions here and there. But then he's moved to 170 and he started having success, right? Against Darren Till and
Darren
and Ben Askren.
Darren Till.
But Usman has a size advantage. There's always a chance that Jorge starts to pick apart Usman, because Usman has a tendency to stay on the feet longer than he should. There's a lot of times where he's able to get that single, able to clinch, but he likes to sometimes and to play around on the feet.
Khabib level, huh?
Right? Yeah. Khabib, I think, is better.
Remember that fight?
Yeah. Khabib, I think, is better on the feet than Usman, but that's a different discussion. So another interesting aspect of this fight is Usman said, "I promise to finish Jorge Masvidal." He said that I've never said that I was going to finish an opponent except for 2 other times. He said the Colby fight and some other guy that earlier in his career. That
didn't happen.
Yeah, he finished both of them.
Okay.
He finished both of them. So he's saying that, hey, I'm going to go for the finish no matter what. So that might just be him selling wolf tickets, right? And being like, yeah, I'm going to finish him, but he doesn't finish him. But he might actually, maybe that's something mentally, something that might hurt him, right? Where he pushes the pace too much, or he leaves himself open for counters or whatever it may be, and he gets finished. So there is a chance for that. But we're gonna do a more in-depth look, and it's more of like a written piece where we write the like an essay and we talk about it and so on and so forth. But
I'm not writing the essay. I'm tired of essays. But anyways, last question. Okay, final question. Will we see a flying knee?
Flying knee?
Yes or no? Just that.
No, I don't think so. No,
I think so.
Usman doesn't go for single legs the same way that Askren does. Askren, like, just every time somebody comes at him, he tries to clinch.
Shout out Askren.
Usman is very composed on the feet. He knows he can take a punch and still be there, like have his hands up and ready.
Yeah.